Hey, welcome. All my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in and check out your boy, D-Farm. Thinking right out here in my lab. And I'm in the book. We about to do something good today. I got the four branches of mankind from my Egyptian concepts. So let's break this down so we can get a better understanding of how we saw ourselves and others. Let's go. Writism, 25 who to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in my stories. For life, I give you life lessons. You tune in to receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission, and that's what I'm on, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's get them together. So I asked the question, do you know you? Oh, you will when I get through, because that's what I do. It's rhetorical, but if you don't have the answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself and to my yacht be true. We still try to show how right thinkers, excuse me, let's talk about the pictorial evidence of the ancient origins of ancient Egyptian or Commission culture and civilization. The argument is there was black people or what black skinned white people. We're gonna go past that. So I'm gonna show you the picture. I've been trying to get this out. So let's go. This is gonna be a good lesson. It may take a little minute, but I got a bunch of pages of pictures. I'm gonna show you caption for you to give you a better understanding. But you see right there, there's four branches of man back in our ancient times. They didn't give you a whole bunch of white man, black man, all that nonsense. Okay, let's call it where it is. Now, and the pictorial means what? Pictures. I got pictures. I got breakdowns of the pictures. Okay, explain them for you. Okay, that's the Nubians and Egyptians. You can't tell the difference. Okay, that's the depiction. And again, when we got captured by the enemy, the Assyrians, guys with the beards and the cone hats, that's them taking us in captivity. This is them wanting us to ingratiate them to one of us. That's your boy, I think that's Caesar. There, Alexander, yeah. Okay, the Greeks, they wanted to be like us. They'll never change. And then we got our own stuff to deal with. This is us seeing us. Okay, Nubians and Egyptians, Ethiopians. Okay, all of them hanging out together. You can't tell the difference between the two. And I'm gonna break down the color distinction if we get that far. Matter of fact, I had to get to that to break down the reason why they was colored a certain way. We knew the difference between who they was. Okay. Good stuff. Yeah. All right. I'm ready to teach now. Let's go. Are you ready? Let's rock. I just showed you the four branches of mankind according to the Egyptians. The first one we showed you A. That's an Egyptian. That's the black man with the kilt, uh, with the linen gear. That's the black man right here. Right. That's us. Then you got the European right here. See the difference in the color? Okay. The hair, texture. Okay. B was himself. The next one was European. Now the third one, C, that's what we call, so yeah, the Semites. Okay. No. And okay, Indo-European and the other Africans. Okay, the other Africans would be Nubians. Right here. Look like us. These two guys here. right there. That's us, Africans. This is the Semite. This is Egyptian. I mean, this is European, and this is the Semite. Let's talk about that right quick. So we knew the difference in ethnicity and color and texture. So that's what I'm saying. Now, as according to the Egyptians, seen by themselves, Egyptians. See, A is how they see themselves. B, Indo-European. C, Nubians. D, Semites, the Middle Eastern. Okay, those are one over in Asia, those over to the side from 1194 to 1163. During that period of time, they engaged with each other, so they were all intermingling. But be careful to avoid any future such exchanges. And this is all just contradictory stuff. I like to call it fluff, but I don't. I'm not big on fluff. I want to get to the point, make my point, and move on. Okay, carefully avoid any future such exchanges, which might prove to be more injurious to the Orthodox Egyptical dogma, meaning you don't want to go against what they say. Why? Their dogma ain't true. Diop, Sheikh Anta Diop, who was refused future access to the material so that he could examine it to make his melanin test to prove his point, or the monuments that they had stored away for detailed research. Know what happened? But the time of the injury to the at that time it contradictory to the orthodox ideological positions and had been done. So since that time, other evidence. Watch this. Okay, we can't do that. We do it this way, such as those which can be presented in this book. We've been doing just that. I'm about to back it up with it with the book by other scholars and have steadily chipped away at the orthodox Egyptological dogmas. They trying to show you that they way they could. They lying. They're wrong. In this sense, the struggle over the guardianship, or as some may consider ownership, over what the prestige that comes with what being able to consider oneself as an ancient Egyptian scholar. Just to call yourself an Egyptologist, you'll go with the flow. And this will continue. Why? Because this is apparently a war of what? Information. We in the information age right now. Question is, who have the right information? Your discernment, just like with the religious groups. You might want to be a Muslim, you might want to be a Christian or Jew. Your discernment got to get you understanding what you're following. Moving on. But this is the same thing back then. What's this? What do you the guardianship. They want to be recognized as number one, all that good stuff. Again, ego. So prestige that come with being able to consider self one's an Egyptian scholar. Okay, and that will continue because it's obvious there's a war on information in which right now the Western, when I say West, that means white man. The Western countries have taken the lead. They calling the shots. That's gonna change. But we just keep doing wow. We got the receipts, as y'all say, young people. But watch this. We have all kinds of receipts, aka information that are valued. But this information on the origins of humanity and the metaphysics of spiritual evolution are both feared and awed by what? Most ordinary human being. I didn't know that. They didn't teach. Yeah, everything I'm giving you, you can't get this in no damn university, no colleges. They're not going to tell you this. But ordinary human beings, and perhaps particularly what? The Orthodox Egyptologists, because this information truly changes everything. The truth and lie, one of them got to go. They can't coexist. Now, from the concept of human origins to what is life all about, it brings the whole Western paradigm under scrutiny. Why? Something ain't adding up. Something ain't smelling right. Okay? That foul odor. Use your senses to dictate things when you need to without saying a word. Don't smell right. But watch this. When you reflect on what would happen if those people that's in positions of authority would just tell the truth, as well as lay people in what? Religions, I just keep telling you, you got governments and you got schools where suddenly they're faced with what? The realization that their knowledge is what? Deficient. And ordinary people begin to now understand, it's called becoming conscious. Ordinary people begin to understand that what? They are higher beings who should not be taken advantage of. Right there, put a pin right there. You know what that's telling me? Right here. This is old, but you know what's going on right now in Africa? Burkina Faso, making it known that, oh, things are about to change. There's about to be a change. Oh, yeah, this is the reality. Wow, y'all been BSing us the whole time. You've been lying to us, and we figured that out now. So things got to change. Simple, okay? When you've been telling lies, if what I say to you hurts you, that means you're a liar. I ain't got a problem hurting you. But what I say resonates with you, that means you're a good person. That's simple as that. I don't have a problem with that at all. I know the difference between the two. Do you? But now, and that's the problem. Because you have a situation of power, you should use it for the good, not just to serve yourself. But that's another issue. That's the ego. But watch this. But this is the power of what? Understanding the glory and truth about our ancient Egyptians. Why? They practiced, taught, and lived the truth for thousands of years. Okay? All humanity, watch this, not just Africans or Europeans, can what? Can be transformed through it. They didn't pick and choose, well, I want the black man to be this, the white man not. They said everybody. So lottie dottie, everybody, get him with my man, human entertainer Dougie. But watch this. But anyone who practiced this philosophy or this thing would be able to transform what? Through it, what? For the better. Right thinking philosophy, which I'm practicing what they ancients made me a better person. That's why I'm here telling you I know this works. Why? I this what I do. Trust me. And watch this. Make for the change, transform you for the better. And what? To bring about a world culture that's based on, you ready? What they're doing in Burkina Faso? Unity, camaraderie, okay, for one another. If we stand together, we become an unbreakable chain. Scooby Doo, roll. Yeah, we become a force. Long as they keep the links in the chain separate, they can break it. But when they all locked in, you can't find nowhere to get in. They can't get a toehold, so to speak. Moving on. And all this is metaphorical, but it's actual because you can do it and show it and prove it. They're doing it in Burkina Faso. And the illusion was this, which Orthodox Egyptologists have promoted, meaning religious bullcrap that they know, and which what? And with which they have, watch this, self-hypnotized themselves will gradually give way to what? The truth. The lie can't last long. The lie have to run out. It has an expiration date, just like life. Truth is what's forever. That's eternal. You learn the truth, you get enlightened, you become immortal. Why? Because now you have consciousness. When the physical body dies, you go to hell back home. Sorry, I'm gonna make it real simple. I ain't got time to do a whole bunch of talking because I see my clock running. But I make it real simple. Stop the nonsense. But all that'll dissipate and disappear when you learn the truth of what? Or else there will be left behind. Again, I tell you, in my people, those who don't know that they don't know, leave them alone. Why? They foolish. They hurt you. Then you got those who don't know and know that they don't know. You get them. Why? They want to learn. That third one. That I'm scared of? Why? Because those they don't know, but they believe and think they do. They dangerous. That's why. Okay. So understand that they're all different kinds of people. But when you get better and you belong, things have to change. Watch this. So else we be left behind. Why? Just as the Model T, the first car, left the horse and buggy behind, right? Mm-hmm. Fine. That's advancement. We good. And then you got the electricity that put the lamp oil to shame. See where we're going with this? Enlightenment, self-knowledge will give you everything you need in this world to go to the next world. Other than that, you be coming back here again. It's called reincarnation. It's been around forever. But watch this. Now you got the renewed, excuse me, re-owned Afroologist. Excuse me, oh, I'm messing that all up. We got the renowned Afroologist, Basil Davidson, and he presented Dr. Diop's studies in brief In Davidson's documentary, he carried the torch. Program Africa. What do you mean? He commented on this ancient ethnograph and remarked that it was rare, dismissing it as what? An anomaly. They showed you the different people. They understood that. But watch this. However, the following picture of an ancient Egyptian ethnograph was then discovered by who? My dude right here, Dr. Muatam Ashby, my teacher the last 15 years, in a book called Arts and Crafts of Ancient Egypt by Flanders Petrie. Y'all know him. Most people don't. He was a map drawer, and he did a lot of Egyptian archaeology study. However, it was not described as any ethnograph at that time. That ain't what they called it, but it included ancient Egyptians, but rather unknown. You know who the Abyssinians are? Your church, Abyssinian church, Abyssinian. What the hell is Abyssinian? Black man. I'm just saying. And I just showed you the picture of these before earlier. You know, everybody wore a feather in their head. Everybody has something. The Indians did the same thing. You see that? Okay. When you see Mayat, she had a feather. When you see Shu, he had a feather. Certain people had a feather in there. That's all symbolic. Let's go through this right quick. Oh Lord. Now, this I just showed you a picture of the ancient Egyptian depiction of the ethnic groups. The New Kingdom dynasty period. They're originally in the tomb of Ramses, which was drawn by priestess Dot with Avenis. And the picture above I just showed you is an ancient Egyptian depiction of the four ethnic groups. That's what I showed you, all right? And ancient from the ancient world. It describes by Petrie as the four races. Okay, again, no problem. But the picture is one of the ethnographs that have came down to us from ancient Egypt. We didn't make it. It was there for us to learn to follow. When you discover something, somebody put it there to be discovered. We do it all the time. But now it should be noted that the former ethnographs are what? Rare, but depictions showing the Nubians and the Egyptians as having the same skin coloration, black. So, and are indeed quite enduring. Petrie describes the face of to the far left, shows you that one, as Abyssinians. What is an Abyssinian? Okay, yeah, far left as a being Negro, Native American man. The Negroes called that when they came to Africa, when they came to America. But the next from the left to the right is a Syrian man. The third described as an Abyssinian. And the last is the Libyan. In following along with this description by Petrie, without having further insight into their classes of ancient Egyptian art, it may be noticed that there is supposed to be an ancient Egyptian person presented, having assigned the other races, in essence, Syrian, Liberian, and even Abyssinian, were the Egyptian. That's what he's questioning. And the Egyptian person has been omitted in the depiction of the group. This picture is a variation of the previous picture discovered by Dr. Anthony Diop. But if the picture is rendered as the original Scooby-Doo, what roll? It would mean that what? That the first man on the left that Petrie is referring to as Negro is actually an ancient Egyptian man. How about that? And the other person of African descent labeled, there we go, the Abyssinian man would be the Nubian, aka Ethiopian, and since the practice of sacrification common to Nubian is rare and unknown in ancient Egypt, they practice different things. Exactly. The term, here we go, Abyssinian, refers to the language often distinguished as belonging to the subgroup of Hamitic languages. Ham is the son of Noah. Now, how did one man give uh, birth to a black man, a German, and a Jew? How is that possible? Moving on, just threw that out there. But the words Semitic, okay, Hamitic is the brother to Semite. How could that be? The word Semitic, Asia, Asians, Minor, and Hamitic, African, Egyptians, are derived from the names of who? Noah's son. How the hell could that be? Shem and Ham. And you got the Christian Bible, Genesis 10. Ethiopia is the only nation in Africa that the white man didn't colonize. They were the Bow people. You didn't want to mess with them. They could fight. Okay. And the white man would do one thing with a man who can defend himself, leave him alone. Now you got the Ethiopia, formerly known by Abyssinians. It is a republic in Eastern Africa, currently bound on the northeast by what? Djibouti and Eritrea, on the east and the southeast by Somalia, on the southwest of Kenya. This is still all Africa, and on the west and the northwest of the Sudan. In ancient times, the country was bound in what? The north by the ancient Egyptians. In ancient times, Ethiopia and Egypt, you ready? Were strongly related. In fact, Ethiopia was the birthplace of the early Egyptians, and also, according to Herodotus, the great Greek philosopher, I got something for him right there. I got to get done with this. That's this. Herodotus and the Indians as well. So India was also part of Egypt or Africa's domain. They appear, what's this, the same to him at the time of his travels through those countries at that time. Thus, the picture shows that the ancient Egyptians look no different than other Africans, Abyssinians, Nubians, Ethiopians. It didn't make a difference. We all black. Excuse me. This is what Herodotus had to say. Herodotus from circa 484 to 425 BC. Now, that's again way down here. Way down there. 400 from 10,000. So we didn't do a lot of stuff. But this is what he had to say about us. And watch this. This is nothing but praise. But you don't hear this. When I studied when I studied Greek mythology, they never mentioned being taught by the Egyptians. Never meant going, no. When I was studying, I didn't get that. So watch this. But this is how he felt about it. I didn't know this. So I found that out from them. Watch this, because they didn't know. They don't brag about this. And upon his return to Greece, from where? From Egypt, they gathered around and they asked. They all came around to want to know what? Tell us about this great. Right there. Bam, bam, bam. Africa was great. When was America great? Want to make America great again? Hell to the no. It ain't never been great. Africa was a great country. Let's make Africa black again. Because now, since the white man came, it ain't been great since. But they tell us about this great land of the blacks. Y'all call Ethiopia. And Herodotus, with all his glory and all his prestige and respect and admiration, no, there are two great Ethiopian nations. He said they want us two. Why? Because he traveled and he saw the difference between the two. Watch this. One in Sin, that's India, right next door. Okay, I got the map to show that. But and the other is Egypt. So they came out of Ethiopia, went to Egypt, and went to India, and all the time saying they pretty much are the same people. The same people, they're a little more brown. We know that. Okay, but watch this. Now it. Oh Lord, I got to stop at this next line. I never. But watch this. I hope you understand. I hope this is making sense. It is unfortunate that as the result of mishandling, lying of the monuments due to the destruction and the negligence by who? Neglect by the average people. They didn't really give a crap why they wasn't theirs. The harsh elements and chemicals in the environment, the dam on the Nile Valley, okay, the Aswan, okay, and my man Rhodes, and what's that? Okay, the Nile River, and the push for tourism, okay, make that money. Many of the images that he saw can no longer be seen today in their original form. What you mean? Excuse me. Except for an original color or so, only other means currently available to view the images in their original forms are from drawings or pictures made by the earlier Egyptologists during their expeditions to Egypt. However, we have sufficient images and corroborating texts to say with certainty that the ethnicity of the original people who created the culture and civilization over the Nile Valley, aka ancient Kemet, were the same in appearance as those people living in modern day Nubia. In essence, they were indeed black people. I was trying to prove that point. I'll be back with more lessons, but I hope you got that one. I won't take too much of your time. It's a little redundant, so I'm gonna stop right there. I'm gonna start my fresh lesson, but it's still based on how could they not know that we were black people? In closing, right thinkers, may y'all live to be 100. Me, 100 miles a day, so I never know about right thinkers who passed away. I'll be right back with some more lessons.